Hello. We're live. There we go. Mic is up. Hi, everybody. How are things with everyone? It's Friday. Busy weekend ahead. And we have a laundry list of things to add. Aspire to be able to code like you. Don't code like me. My coding is not aspirational. Aspirationally appropriate. Okay. First off, a quick little demo of where we are right now. So first night or so was, that's true, I do have cool little Twitch chat things. First major thing was getting 3D sprites to properly flip, even if they were made of multiple sprites. So like we've got a head and a body, and we want the head to always be over the body. So when we turn it around, we have to do some shenanigans to make sure that the head is still in the front. So we got that. We got basic patrol, where I can set up go here, pause, then go there. Going to a Hindu. 5 hours. Oh my goodness. Oh, because it's ridiculously early in the morning right now. You know what? I'm doing all right. I'm full of optimism about where this project is heading. I've got lots of fun new ideas. While I was working today, I was having lots of ideas about it. Other thing we got is these little text boxes. Very fun. I did a little bit of change to the code so that if you are in range of 2 text boxes, which probably won't normally happen, but if that happens, only one of them will be active. Whichever the first one that you got is active, that one will be, like, let's say that you got this guy moving back and forth, and you get like right between the two of them where you can hit both of them. Then like this one will be active, and then it'll stay that way. But if the other one leaves, it will properly switch to the other one. Yeah, text boxes, people will turn around when you talk to them. We actually have text boxes. We got that the other day. One thing I added is, so we already could do multiple pages of text. Like when you press continue, they could have another line of text. But now I have the base system in place where you could have dialogue between multiple characters, where after it continues, the dialogue box actually closes, and then we can open up a brand new multi-page dialogue box. Now, right now, it's not set up where I can easily say, oh, and then other character says this. I have a very good... I'm optimistic that this one will make it to Steam. The last game that I put on Steam was more of a, like, exercise in learning game engines. Hey, Al. Yeah, I thought this would be appropriate music for tonight because we're gonna draw some frogs. It's gonna be good. But yeah, now instead of just having multi-page like blah 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 blah, we can actually close the text box and bring a new text box up in the same block. So that's cool. Now there's this problem that I've mentioned before, and I've been racking my brain on how to solve it. So notice, when these NPCs are towards the side of the screen, they are slanted. And that's just basic vanishing point stuff. It's like, well, of course they're slanted. The camera is tilted down, and so therefore, vanishing point, that's how vanishing points work. You got... Okay, what does this button do? Oh, okay, so that's zoom. Good to know. I'm still learning all the little hotkeys on this tablet here. Okay, so vanishing point stuff. You may or may not remember vanishing point, but, you know, your standard single vanishing point, the camera is looking at a specific point. What color am I using here? Oh, white. That would explain it. Okay. So you're looking at a specific point here. And that means that everything... Maybe I should tilt this to actually be let's move this in front of the screen. That might be a little bit easier. And which button is undo again? This one? Yes. All right. So that means when you're drawing things, everything that is parallel to the ground has to go towards the vanishing point. So you got your little house here, and then that is going to point towards the vanishing point. It's a little curve, but you get the idea. And then don't worry about exactly what's going on this side of the house. The important thing is these lines all point towards the same spot. Okay, that's your basic vanishing point. And you can have a second vanishing point as well. So you've got so we've got a second vanishing point over here for these lines that are in this other dimension here. And that's how we get a basic 3D shape. But yes. But you can also have a third vanishing point. We're gonna just go for, just to explain the problem we're seeing here, is when I point the camera down, it means that when we look at a flat surface, imagine looking down at a house from just, from like a ladder in the yard. You're gonna get this sort of slant to everything, right? Because everything that's vertical is pointing to this point directly below the viewer. So this spot in the yard that we are hovering above, everything that's vertical, all of these lines, they're pointing towards that point below us. And I was like, that can't be right. That's not how it looks in Thousand Year Door or Paper Mario. And then I pulled up some screenshots and I was right. It's not how it looks. That's not how it looks at all. No, in that game, everybody's a nice little upright, flat character. Little toad. Everybody's a toad. But everybody is upright. But there's still depth. And I'm like, okay, we can achieve that in this engine. The only thing we have to do is point the camera straight ahead. And that's fine. And see, now, when someone gets very close to the edge, look at that, they're straight up. But now it's like, okay, yes, but I want the camera to be focused on the player, but I also want everything to be lower down. And so it's taken me so long to be able to think through what is it that I'm after? What is it that I really want here? And I know what I want now. I want to offset the perspective point. And I don't know how to do that. But I know that's what I want. So now I actually have the words to explain it to Google. So I started doing a few searches. And yeah, this is somebody drew these lovely pictures here. The idea of, yes, I want a 3D perspective that's facing straight ahead, but I want the center to not be in the center of the screen. I want a shifted vanishing point. That is exactly what I want. And yeah, now I'm looking for, okay, how do I get that? Did they have the answer? That one did not have the answer. Well, kind of. Maybe viewport. possibly viewport. There's tutorials for how to use viewport and canvas transforms, and I'm a little worried about this because we're building everything in this one test scene here, but we're gonna have like hundreds of different areas, different rooms in the world. I'm gonna use the word room kind of loosely, and we need to come up with a decent term for it, but like room could be, it's the area between the transitional zones. You know, so if you think Mario RPG, for instance, then like the outside area of Mushroom Kingdom, when you get there, is one room. Go into a house, that's another room. Go into the castle, that's one room in the hallway. Then you walk to the right, that's a room. Walk down the stairs, that's a room with the vault. Go back outside, go to the shop, that's a room. Mushroom Way, the first area, is like 2 rooms long, but it's not, you know, it's outdoor areas, but they are connected by these transitions. So I don't know what we're gonna call that. Area sounds very vague, so I'm trying to come up with something that doesn't overlap with actual Godot terms. And things tear away. I don't know how much I want to lean on paper aesthetic. Like, noteworthy, Bug Fables does almost nothing related to paper except for everything's flat, and also when you enter a shop, it does a very, very slight like pop-up box, like it's opening the lid to the shop. That's it. There's no allusions to paper, no jokes about paper. Even though the game's original name was like Paper Bugs, but like that's it. There's no acknowledgement that things are paper. Whereas Thousand Year Door, you've got like, oh, you fold into a paper airplane, you do little ripping animations, all this kind of, you talk about turning people into confetti. It's like it's an ongoing joke. So we'll see. I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of papery things, but we will see. Let's see here. Viewports. Like, I have no idea. Godot offset perspective. How do I offset offset 3D perspective? Viewport camera offset 3D question mark? Not quite. Um 3D camera woes from 8 years ago, so probably not nope, not what I'm looking for. Projection perspective. Oh, projection frustrum? Is that a thing we have? Is projection frustrum a thing we have? Oh. Yes. Maybe. Let's see how that looks. That's it. We got it. Mostly the same as project perspective, but you have the ability to alter the frustrum offset. Okay, so wait. What options change? FOV near far. Okay, so instead of FOV, we have size and offset. Okay, so let's change size. Okay. Up slightly? All right, that's a good start. And then maybe I can do the, oh, see, that looks like it's tilting. Am I tilting? I can't. Let's bring it down. I cannot tell exactly what this perspective is yet. It looks so far away. Which, I mean, I guess maybe that's the point. Okay, like, vertical lines are still vertical, which is the important part. It's really, really hard for me to get a grasp on... Okay. Whew. All right, there's something to that. We may want to... Oh, geez. For 3D object dimensions... How to get 3D project? No. Strange behavior? No. How do I? No. Cast? No. Path? No. Okay, I think we've got the right terms. It's just that we're not. So one option looks like maybe there's something we can do with viewport stuff. A screen onto which the game is projected. See that? I have a bad feeling about where that's heading. How to implement off-center camera in Godot. Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, this is from 3 years ago, so it's probably 3.5 or so Godot, or whatever version was around then. I don't think you can do that with perspective projection aside from using viewport container, which you move to the side. Okay, that's the other thing. You would use a frustum projection. You probably want to set the size very small. Okay, so yeah, it is in fact frustum projection, but very small. I need to learn what this frustum projection stuff actually is, because I do not fully understand it. But we're getting there, and then you would do this offset, which I don't know what's going on with this. Like, it looks like it's somehow tilting it. Oh wait, hang on. You might be getting something there. That does look a lot better. Maybe too sharp of an angle. Welcome in, Try. 8. Okay, I'm starting to understand this frustum. So if I scoot this back, does that change anything? A little bit, yeah. Okay, so maybe negative 0.04. Scoot this up pretty high. I'm sorry, is the camera casting a shadow right now? What am I seeing there? That looks a lot like the camera is casting a shadow. Wait, what? To be fair, I haven't really worked with frustum projection ever. But that doesn't look quite right. Okay, it is basically like skewing it. That is what I wanted. Okay, well, let's bring this down for now. No, something changed here. Something changed here. I don't know what, but something changed. Yeah, see, now we're not casting a shadow. So I don't know. All right, so we want to move this up. Oh, nope. Uh-oh. preview. That looks all right. It's very close to right, at least. You guys noticing this? This 3D sprite loses its shadow, as do these two. It's a little peculiar. Like, what's going on there? Why are we losing our shadows randomly, guys? All right, well, we're getting there. Camera is gonna need some work. Camera is definitely gonna need some work here. Game's haunted. With that change in perspective, moving up and down, or I guess back and forth, feels much faster than horizontal. That'll be something to work on. Hey, Willow. But already, the fact that, like, look at in the corner, straight up and down. That's perfect. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Now, I do need to figure out how this works so I can get a little bit more intuitive with it, because we are probably going to have to do a lot of camera work stuff. And so I need to have a good feel for how this is supposed to work. I'm going to add to my to-do list, my off-stream to-do list, that we need to look up how Frustrum camera works. But yeah, that's significantly better. That is much closer to what I was wanting to see, which is no vertical perspective, only horizontal perspective. We'll figure out the depth stuff. It's weird, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Okay. We already looked at the conversation stuff briefly. I didn't explain what the change was. Let's look at that code real quick. So the new setup is that when we are told, hey, I'm talking to actor A, we fall into this get conversation block. Now, this code, we're going to have to write one of these for every scene. Damping the Y's. Oh, I should have damped the Y's. So we want to keep as much code out of this class as possible, because we're going to be making a new one for every single room, essentially. Because it simply is not, in my opinion, a good idea to put every conversation of the entire game into one file. That seems like the wrong way to do something. Like, I could get behind putting all the raw text in one, like, giant text file that we reference into to say, like, hey, I need to pull text line 135 for this conversation. Because that's actually not a bad idea, because we can, that makes it much easier to have translations down the road if that was a thing we needed to do. Or if people wanted to mod the game, they could just edit the text file. So I think that's a good idea, is have a file of all of your text so we can easily swap it out for translations. But conversations are usually a string of text. It is character A says this, then character B says that, then character A says this, then prompts you for a response. If you use answer number 1, we go down this branch. If you use answer 2, we instead go down this branch. So instead of returning a list of things to say, we are doing something a little bit different. We are returning a list of bound callables. This is a series of function calls that we are queuing up in a line. So it's saying, in a separate piece of code, which is the global controller for UI stuff. We may move part of this out into a separate controller for just conversations at some point if it gets a little bit hairy. For now, this is just where we're throwing all the UI code. We will organize when it becomes necessary. Don't over organize at the beginning. So what this does is every frame it checks to see, hey, are we in the middle of a conversation step right now? If we are, keep at it. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. What the middle of a conversation step might be could be something like someone is actively talking right now and the player has not pressed continue yet. But once they reach the end of that person talking, the box goes away, and when the box goes away, we have a special little code here that says, is conversation step active equals false. We are reporting back and saying we finished that step. When that step is done, the code says, hey, if we're not currently in a step, do we have any more steps left in our list? If not, we're done. We're not in a dialogue anymore. But if we do have a step left, let's go ahead and call that step and then take it out of the list. And what that allows us to do is queue up multiple blocks of text, one after the other. And they will just continue cinematic style until we run out of blocks of text, and then player regains control. At some point, we will likely add a lot of little niceties to this, like important conversations might get like little mini cinematic letterboxing to indicate that something's going on. We can add to this special custom steps like change the music, or zoom in on character A, or prompt for the player to choose an option A, B, or C. Those kind of things. Prompt for the player to supply a key item. Prompt for the character to enter in a number, like a code number or something like that. There's lots of possibilities there. So what we've done is we've made this very extendable, so that we can actually do a lot of different things with this code once we get to that point. Okay. So on the list, conversations, patrol zones, area transition, battle scene. I want to get all those at some point, but right now we're missing something very key, and that is we need more art. We do not have a lot of art just yet. And I have decided exactly, while writing out the script for this game, and the script is far from done, but I'm actively working on some of the off nights when I cannot code right now. I will instead work on, I'm going to write out actual lines of text that maybe someday will make it into the game. Sometimes just high-level plot points, sometimes like specific conversations. It's a small document so far, but it's getting there. I've decided that the first non-hub world town that you are going to go to is going to be populated by frogs. This is going to be the Chapter 1 town that you visit. So you will be traveling to get one of the big MacGuffins. Tentatively, it's a golden gear, because we saw that coming. Soul Lantern. To get that golden gear, it is just on the other side of this town, populated by frogs. But you see, the frogs can't give you much help because right now there's a crisis. The snail army is approaching the town. In fact, they're right over there. So conservative estimates say they'll be here in like 4 days. You can see them at the end of the bridge, and that means they're probably about 4 days away at this point. I think that's a fun little gag. We're gonna have some humor. We're gonna be funny if we can. And another key joke that we get by having a town full of frogs is that someone can throw some shade by saying that it's better than everybody here being toads. It's a good gag. And it lets the people that are coming from Paper Mario know that I prefer the old Paper Marios. You get it, because you see. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna try and just sketch out some frogs. Let's see, I have not used this program that much yet. So we're gonna try, so we got this. Okay, I like that. It's a little bit. Okay, so we can get we can get some kind of sketchy lines here. All right. You're just in time for the frogs, Casual. Okay, so I want to get some cutesy frogs, you know? So like, you know, your classic, there, frog. Our frogs, the village people. The first, we briefly went through what's going on. The chapter 1 town that you go to, like you've set off on your big adventure. You've left the hub town. The first town you go to is frogs. Yeah, and then we get a nice little. We want to make this conducive to like the paper doll style. Wrong. Okay, that'll work. Is there a giant fly? No, they're being attacked by snails. Like that. Yeah, let's give them shoes. Let's have frogs with shoes. He wears red and is a plumber. Frogs with shoes, what? Yeah, I think they will have a hat, but maybe not between their eyes. But I'm thinking something like. Oops. Hello. Oh, I'm in erase mode still somehow. Where's the brush button? Nope, I just am in erase mode now. Oh, it's a separate. Oh, I see. It's a toggle. Take that out. Let's just. Yeah, it's fine as it is. We were like this or like this. Let's see here. Frog with suspenders. Make him a country frog. Frog has drip. Let's see here. Add a new layer. right in here, and let's give him some green. Let's try out a little. Let's give him a little green here. How do I get the size bigger? This one? Yeah. Well, let's use a different brush then if we're doing that. Don't like whatever's going on with that brush. Try a different brush. Okay, that one's better. That's much better. The turtles are... No, it's not turtles. It's definitely snails. Let's see. Give him some denim. Yeah, I'm coloring this in the worst possible order, but it's concept art. Nice straw hat. Oh, this guy is great. Right off the bat, I'm digging this. Keep the number of colors down, keep them nice and simple. Artist snails from Dabble Worlds. I think they are going to be very similar in design to the Dabble World snails. The perspective might shift a little bit to make them a little bit more front-facing, but they might have a little ribbon around their hat. Yeah. I mean, maybe there is, and you just can't tell. And just let the sprites around, and then the entire rest of the game, they're just still in that same animation, but heading the other direction. No, I do have the resolution figured out. They will clear out, and they've got a place they'll go hang out at, which is actually going to be kind of the Chapter 1 mid-dungeon. I want to have 2 dungeons, at least for Chapter 1. I think that would be I think Thousand Year Door, you could argue that it has 2 dungeons. How wholesome is the game going to be? Very wholesome. Well, we'll see. Mostly wholesome. Alright, that's a good start for a frog. Also, what if... Doesn't he need to be like... Oh, that's it. That's what he was missing. Underbelly. Maybe? Is that right? That's probably right. Okay. Germdove. Chapter 1. You leave the hub world because you're off to go find the first golden gear. You have to pass through a frog town. Everyone's a frog, but we're okay with that because, and the joke is, at least they're not all toads. Beat panel, something along those lines. Maybe that even won't be an explicit line. Maybe that'll be one that you get if you're like exploring around and someone says something along those lines in passing. And that is specifically for anyone playing the first chapter in like a demo. I want them to immediately know what my opinion is on the Paper Mario series as a whole and where I stand. Put a little mushroom in the scene nearby. There you go. So normally you could just take the bridge across the river. This whole area of Chapter 1 is Helix Hills. It's a big spiral forest. And there's a sort of spiral river running through it. So normally you just go across the river, but you can't. And I'm maybe thinking that when you get there, everyone's kind of in hiding because there's approaching danger. You see, the snail army is on their way. They are on the bridge as we speak. They've taken the bridge. You can go walk down and see them. They're very slow. They're doing a little scoot animation and making no progress. Stickers and ring puzzles. I do want to do a little bit of a cast some shade at ring puzzles at some point. But yeah, so you're gonna have to take the long way around. There's a cave that you can pass that goes under the waterfall, and there will be a little bit of puzzle solving there, where it's gonna kind of get you comfortable with kind of some of the overworld mechanics that you can interact with different things in certain ways. Get used to your first partner that has joined you like within, the tutorial area. Do some jumps, fight some monsters, and then hit a is the partner system. I want to make it like TTYD. Originally I was thinking have 2 partners out at once, but I ran into some severe issues in plotting that out. Bug Fables has 3 characters at once, but they are 3 equal characters. So it would not apply in this game. What Bug Fables does is you attach badges to individual characters if they are character specific, or sometimes they're not character specific at all and it just applies to the party. But that feels fair because all 3 characters are always in the battle. Thousand Year Door just has 2 classifications. It either applies to Mario or it applies to your partner, whichever partner is out. And so if you have 2 partners, which I had some fun ideas to work with that, but when you have 2 partners, that kind of system sucks. If I want to focus on simplicity, I don't think we want to do that. Like main character DPS and other support. Specific stats, we will sort those out. Each partner will have different strengths and weaknesses that fill in to the gaps in your own abilities. But no one team will be able to kill every enemy on their own. That's the hope, at least. At least once you power up, you've got a little bit more options. So yeah, go into a cave. There'll be a little mid-boss fight. Then back through the forest a bit, open up a shortcut back across the river so that you can go back and resupply without going through the cave. You can get back to town, buy some things, and then get right back on your adventure. And then get across to the Snail Fortress, where they built a nice little fort. I'm thinking primarily wood, not like stone brick fortress, but like a wooden outpost sort of thing, the Snailtress. We'll have a little bit of puzzle-solving mechanics with flipping some switches, some gaps, a little bit of humor along the way. This will be the big dungeon of Chapter 1. And then you fight your first boss, the Snail King, who, when he gets low on health, will summon the behemoth snail, yet to be named, probably something along the lines of the Molsk. The Snail King is going to be a very pompous and arrogant sort, and will taunt you during the fight. And he will roll up in his shell and spin towards you at speed with a nice little trumpety fanfare coming in from off screen. It'll be fun. So anyway, that's going to be Chapter 1, or as much as I'm going to reveal right now. But oh yeah, if everyone is in hiding, then that lets me get away with using the line, usually this place is hopping. So that could be fun. Is it H for hand tool? No, it's not. Where's my hand? There's my hand. What's the keyboard for it doesn't have one. Okay, cool. Great, cool, great, cool. What did I use? This one? I think I used this one, right? Or was it this one? No, couldn't have been. This one? Now I don't know what I used for... I want to say it was this, but smaller. Okay. Let's draw more frogs. Like in Turbo. Yeah, it'll be like in Turbo. Everyone's favorite. Like, is this our frog design? Like we can go with some alternate designs. Like we could go with like the big ol' like close together eyes, but I don't like that as much. It kind of looks like a butt. We can do a few more expressive things with the eyes. So it's an option. But I think we do want to stick with the style of big circle bodies. Just looks like a Yoshi head. Just an angry Yoshi. Bam. Bam. It's Yobi. He's great. He's great. Give him one beefy arm. Come, oh, sure, good. Coming out of the back of his neck. Oh no. Oh no, it's getting silly. Okay. We're just doodling some frogs, trying to come up with some ideas. I like this guy here. I think he's pretty fun. Froggy. Can we get rid of these guys? What's the selection tool in this program? I don't even know. I want to select. Is it this? Oh. There we go. Add that to a new layer. What is paint? What is the? I guess there just is no. Oh gosh, I'm trying to use all my Photoshop shortcuts and none of them are working. Do a frog with a fishing pole. See, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Unview. New layer. Yeah, let's have a sitting frog. Let's make one of these frog guys, but he's sitting down. Lady Frog with a lily pad. I do want to have like a local hangout spot be called Lily's Pad. I think that would be fun. She brought a fish or something. No arbitrary fetch quest of things like you could just walk around them. You could just jump over them. No. Do not like that. So we need a big old frog head. A little bit ovally, but that'll work. And your karma goes up. Something like... Give him sleepy eyes. Okay, fishing pole. Also, these feet are wrong, and I don't know where the selection tool is. Even rounder. Oh, yeah. I like it. I like it. Okay, and then I move with T? What? T? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Here, let's just delete and add it to a new layer. Okay, now this layer gets our nice round frogness. And then we can move this with, I already forgot the shortcut, T. There we go. Yeah, feet in front a bit. That's what we want. That's what we want. Eyedropper tool. P? I guess for pick. Whoops. New layer. What is new layer shortcut? Hello? What is the new layer shortcut? There just is no new layer shortcut. Alright, sounds good, casual. And then we used this one, I think. Number 8. Yeah, yeah. First, let's get it all nice and green. I kind of like the no eye color kind of thing going on. Much simpler design than like, oh yeah, you gotta have the whites of the eyes and then a pupil and stuff. It's like, nah, let's just keep it simple. This guy doesn't even get suspenders. He's just wearing pants. Jorts. He's wearing his jorts. Okay, switch back to this. Beautiful. And see, this is a nice simple design that we can like very easily like do little animations of like the head bobbing a little bit. I think that'll look great. New layer button. Nope. Add paint layer. Insert? Really? Oh gosh, it is insert. All right. Holding a fishing rod. Whoa. Huh. Okay, interesting. So you can do resizing. How can I draw a straight line? Okay, control is color pick, apparently. But what is draw? Oh wait, there is a straight line tool. Alright, nice. I agree. At first I was like, keep it all the same color. But I want a brown instead of a tan. L for line? It is not L for line. L is lighter. L is change the color to be lighter. Okay, hands on fishing pole. Left hand, higher up. Yeah. This looks incredible. What the heck? Oh yeah. Frog with a bib. Oh, we can go crazy with this. Okay, let's change this shoe color. That's a much more well-defined shoe, I think. Shoe style. Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Look at this dude. No arms, huh? He's just got no arms. Does he need arms? Yeah, we don't know. They could be holding it one hand if we want. Actually, that's not a bad idea, now that I think about it. Consider. Okay, this probably is going to look pretty weird. I was using Alt. I was trying to use Alt to grab the color. That does look pretty weird. It's like you get it. A frog squat. Oh yeah. Okay, how can I adjust this now? Like, move a layer, transform. So I could do like, just as to mock up. Oh, actually, huh. Didn't even think about this. He's just kind of chilling. He's not leaning back or anything. He's just chilling. He's still kind of leaning back a bit there. That is a nice looking frog. No hat, but that's all right. He doesn't need a hat. They don't all have to have hats. Okay. Okay, can you group layers? Duplicate layer, move, viewer change properties. I am not seeing a way to group layers, which would really surprise me. Group, here we go. Quick group. Here we go. Boom. So now I should be able to move this whole group, right? Boom. Easy. Frog. Frog. Drawing so many frogs. Can't help myself. Alright. Next frog. Well, you know what? No, let's polish up this frog a little bit. Why not? How about we polish up this guy? Give him a little extra here. Frog with a mustache. That's the idea. I love it. Look at this art we're doing, guys. You thought he was on a you thought he was by the side of the river. But as it turns out, he's just fishing in a puddle. This is definitely going into the collectible concept art section of the game. I'm having so much fun drawing frogs. It's a nice, you know what? I think it is a nice frog. Thank you, Al. I'm quite proud of my frog here. That is probably the best frog I've drawn in my entire life. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. Like, frog with a bow. Because how else are you gonna know it's a girl frog, right? Yeah. No, wait. I know how to make this a girl frog. All right. First of all, first of all, second of all, there. Frogette. Incredible. That's how you do it. Frogs can only get better from here. Much like with frogs, there's nowhere to go but up. Man, I really like this frog. He's very earnest. He's just doing his best, you know? Alright, he's gonna have to chill out a bit when we start a new frog, though. Burn the freaking frogs, okay? Jeff Goldblum was in it. There you go. I trust him. Okay. Frog. Froge. Like, I think this is decidedly the right angle for these frogs. Is circle, oval head, little oval eye bits. Oh, what do they look like when they're talking? All right, first I'm gonna show you the wrong answer. First, I'm gonna show you the wrong answer. No. Also wrong is... But wait, what if... No, wait, we're not doing that. Yeah, the mouth opens down. Hey, Lois, remember that time I was a frog? Yeah, it'll be like big, wide mouth. Somehow. Like that. Huge. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I think that something like that is probably right. We need to figure out how to make them smile properly. Hey, Royal. But something along the lines of this is the frog talking animation. I am. We're building some art assets right now. Here's what we got so far with the basics. We have figured out how to get 3D sprites to rotate properly, which there's a weird catch there that I didn't think about when we started, which is layered sprites. We've got a decent dialogue system built, with dialogue actually popping out of a character, as well as the stem actually pointing correctly. Everything else, it's all just really crappy placeholder art right now. So we're working on that. Godot, or Godot, depending on where you're from. One tough decision that I've finally made the call on is single sprites versus multi-sprites. So in Bug Fables and in Paper Mario 64, every character you see is a single drawing, and it just flips between multiple drawings. But in Thousand Year Door, it's multiple little pieces of art. So that's what I've done with this little test character here in the middle, this very not Luigi character. And what you can do with that is some much more intricate animations that you can actually slow down without losing any tweening frames. So that's the route we're going to try to do, is more of a Thousand Year Door animation style rather than Paper Mario 64. Yes, Hudson, that is Shrek. Hudson, check out our frogs. We're going to make the first... So the Chapter 1 town is going to be a town of frogs. And we are making some frogs. This guy looks way too... Like, okay, so we're trying to figure out what do they look like when they're talking. I know, right? Those are some nice frogs. Thank you. I'm feeling good about these frogs. What does this button do? Oh, okay. It just minimizes everything. That's just the desktop button, I guess. I'm still learning this tablet. It's got a bunch of little hotkeys that are programmable, but, you know, we're working on it. Yeah, this... Ah! How do we make him happy when he's talking? That's the question. So one potential idea is like just, I don't know, change this. Oops, we went to the wrong color there. Change this little angle here to more of a, yeah, something like that. Something like that. Parentheses eyes. That's the Monka S. That's the nervous. Oh, okay. Some RPGs will add, like, I don't know what the right word is, little emotive effects. Yeah. And I want to do something like that we can throw in to, gosh, what is, there's got to be a shortcut for pan tool here. Yeah, basically little emotion bubbles. I think we won't do like bubbles, but I think having a little animated like boink, 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 boink is a great way to add like yeah. So instead of the question marks, have we considered? Yeah, perfect. But yeah, that and one of these, something like that. And he can, you know what, when that happens, he can also do a little like just straight animation of he just says like yeah, for when they spot Snake, they can do one of those. But one of those things where they just kind of like hop up in place, like without moving their feet at all. That's a fun one. But then you combine that with the exclamation mark, and it's great. But yeah, I think some big ol' question marks or something. Those will be good. Maybe kind of a little that like a little angry scribble. But I don't know if that'll be as useful. Like, for that, I feel like we really need to just have a new frame of animation for angry eyebrows. Actually, that looks perfectly fine. Let's combine that with a... Actually, yeah, you know what? If we keep eyes on a separate 3D sprite, we can swap them out with a different... like a different set of eyes, but then continue with whatever other animations are going on. And that would be really nice, I think. You make them blush. I mean, probably. Can probably do a little bit of, like... something along those lines. Mean eyebrows that are completely floating. But yeah, I think swapping eyes would be a cool thing, because you can very easily have characters have different sets of eyes that we can overlap with other animations. Frog with the banjo. Are they just redneck frogs? Is that what we're doing here? Okay, we can middle click to pan. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure all that out. A frog detective. Frog, Kermit D. I want to be kind of chill, you know? Chill frogs. Frog aviator. Yeah, I think this is definitely the design we want. Now the question is, how precise do we make it? A super cool frog with sunglasses. Oh, like Boshi. Oh, yeah. He's cool. He's cool. Yeah, I feel like we kind of like got the right shape and proportions down on the first shot. A really, oh yeah, we gotta have a really big frog, don't we? Just one big frog. What's the big frog doing? Just kind of sitting? Oops. Accidentally switch to eraser mode. What does a really big frog even do? What do frogs do in this town? That's a great question. I haven't really considered like the economics of, you know, what's the system of governance in Frogtown? What's the name of Frogtown? I haven't even gotten to that part yet. Big frog. Thanks for the snack. Frog Mayor? Frog Mayor. He's a big frog on a big lily pad. Big frog. Give him a nice deep purple. A royal purple. Big frog. So far, so good. I don't know if this guy's getting in the game, but we'll see. It'd be a shame for him not to at this point. The frogs are very pants-only sort of people. They don't even need clothes, they're frogs. Pimp frog. Rated E for everyone. Mayor Frog. Oh, lily pad fairy, yeah. All kinds of options for this frog character here. Like, a lot of these characters are going to look almost identical. So basically what we need to do is like build out one of these frogs, but be able to swap out the body with another set of clothes, or the hat with another accessory. Yeah, that's another thing, is they're gonna be like, is that their standing animation is legs out? We didn't really specify for this character because it's, you can't really tell what's going on there. But it's probably facing the same way when they're standing. Oh yeah, he's gonna have a little secondary motion, arms swinging side to side ever so slightly. Just kind of walking around at a leisurely pace. Oh, thank you, Willow. We got our collection of frogs of the night that we've been drawing. That's just how they look. I don't know that the Mayor Frog is going to make it to anything, but we'll see. Okay, so what we need to actually get a base frog in the game. The frogs definitely need to have a walking animation and a idle animation. And that's basically it. We could make a very simple jumping animation. We need to be able to do a sitting animation like this. I don't know. Sitting might be a little... Sitting frog may be a different sprite altogether. Like a different base sprite. Because that is their idle animation, is just that. Bullfrog. There could be something in that. I feel like if anything, a frog is gonna farm mushrooms. But they strike me as the hobbits of the land. You know, they're gonna be, you know, agrarian, but partiers. Kind of a little bit laid back, very chill. Like, I mean, look at this guy. Look at this guy and tell me he's not chill. He is having a chill time today. We need to think about line thickness. Part of me wants to pull in some of the Thousand Year Door art as a reference. Actually, I have some of it pulled up somewhere. Will the game hero be a frog? No, I don't even plan on having a frog partner at the current time. I feel like Thousand Year Door moves a little bit fast on the partners. I mean, I guess 64 crams in like 8 partners across the game. It's ridiculous. But you get your little... So, Thousand Year Door is immediately fight Lord Crump as a tutorial combat. Goombella becomes your first partner right away. Like, right after the first combat, you now have a partner. Optional tutorial with Frankly about having a partner. And also explaining, like, a little bit of other stuff. Then, forced combat. Optional combat that you can avoid. Get to the door, learn where the thing is. Oh, you gotta get the airplane transformation. But like, and then you fight the giant blooper to start chapter 1. That's all prologue. That's all tutorial stuff. The blooper fight, you know, it's like, yeah, sure, it's a mini challenge if you're new. And then after that, chapter 1 starts. So you've been playing the game, well, you've been reading cutscene dialogue for 30 minutes, even on a first playthrough. If you're like with it and like, okay, then I need to go here. Okay, then it says I need to go here. If you're not like exploring town, then 30 minutes to an hour on your first playthrough, you're now starting chapter 1 with partner 1. You go 2 screens over to get to Petal Meadows, learn the plot, go like 5 screens over to fight some fuzzies, come back, and now you have your second partner. Like, it is immediate. And I understand why to some degree. I think a lot of it is Goombella is your hint partner. And other than that, you have very little ability. Koops is your first actual, like, I can solve puzzles with this. I have an action. I can hit a switch from a distance. I can grab things from a distance. I can delay hitting a switch by holding the button down, walking away. So I think with that there is something to be said about, yeah, Koops makes it an actual interesting puzzle. But yeah, Goombella doesn't have any overworld abilities that change anything. She just gives you hints. So I think and actually, for that matter, Bug Fables gives you a lot of different stuff in the first dungeon to work with. Like, you've got your Koops stand-in, but then also anywhere that there's dripping water, you can freeze it into an ice block. It's like, all right, so that's cool. You can make a platform. Also, you can freeze enemies to make an ice block, and then also you can push those ice blocks around to solve puzzles. That's a lot of different actions you can do, all in the first dungeon. And that one doesn't even have like a little tutorial dungeon beforehand. Like, there's no puzzles before that. All that to say, getting a second partner in the middle of chapter 1 can make sense. In my current draft, that doesn't happen. Yeah. You start with everyone. Well, you start with your first 2 characters. You get about halfway into the dungeon before your third character can actually do anything. Yeah, 1 per chapter. But let there be 1 chapter where it's just the 2 before things start getting out of hand. Okay, so we need. Let's consider this real quick. What do we actually need? We need a head. A head with an open mouth. No eyes though. We need eyes. We need optional eyes to swap out. And sleepy eyes as well. I guess just open mouth, closed mouth is fine. I think it's neutral. It's a neutral face. They're neutral. Body, 1 to start out with. 1 to start out with is fine. Could be just a completely nude frog. Then we need arm, and foot. Which we'll probably face those the same way. Those are the pieces we need to build our first frog. Let me pull up. What does Koops look like? Let's pull up old Koops as an example, since we're talking about him as a partner. Koops is complicated. Let's pull up a regular Koopa Troopa. A Petalburg Koopa Troopa. Let's look at this. Let's take a peek. Sure. All right, so this guy right here. And then we can move with Control T. Select tool. Let's get him roughly sized here. Okay, so take a look at this guy. Hands. Oh, so this is just on the. This is already a lot going on here. Okay, that's tail. I don't even know what this is. Is that the neck? That's his neck. I had no idea. Like, even the Koopa Troopas are quite complex. There's our different eyes. Now, is this the enemy? No, that's the NPC specifically, because the enemy Koopa Troopas are red, aren't they? Aren't they? Almost certain. There he is. There's the red Koopa Troopa. Wow, even those have quite a lot of stuff going on with them. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. But I think gives us a pretty good idea that we're on the right track with like the thickness of this guy here looks about right. But there's something to notice here is the subtle shading that's going on here. When you really dig in, there's like a highlight here, a little bit of a subtle gradient. Yeah, same highlight here. That's a very interesting style, and also some weird color data here. I'm assuming that's just compression artifacts that they didn't really care about on the GameCube because you can't really tell. And, you know, it probably makes the size of the file a lot smaller. So line thickness is something we're worried about a lot. It's not a constant border size. Like you can see, like the eyes, it's a lot smaller border compared with like the back of the head. So we don't have to be worried about being like super precise. And then you got interior lines, which are just as the art needs. So we're gonna try and get that right. All right, well, let's see what we can pull off here. I'm a little worried about it. But we're just gonna go for it. New layer. Part of me is like, we should use the circle tool, but no, probably not. Let's put everything into a group so that we can lower the opacity. There we go. All right. Is this the thickness we want? Probably. I want nice, smooth lines. Okay. All right, that looks passable. Okay. That's it, right? Like that's our circle right there. Done. Easy. Body. Oh, no pressure. No pressure. All right, next up, arms. These don't have to be quite as thick of a line, so I'm actually going to bring the size down a bit. We'll go fairly light on the top here before we get a nice clean loop. And then the reverse, which we normally will only see a little bit of, but it's all there. No, don't like it that way. I want it to bring it a little bit further up. Yeah, I like that. All right. Control R for rectangular selection. J. That's so weird. Oh, nice. Enjoy your cleaning. All right. Shoe. Bring it back up to a 10 pixel line here. I feel like this first frog we did like really got the right stuff for us. Like, I don't know if I just kind of really lucked into the right shapes I had in my head. All right, that's gonna be our shoe, and I think we're probably gonna use the same for the other shoe, so we'll just have one shoe for now in our sprite sheet. All right, the head. It's gonna be a little bit tricky. Okay, don't have to be as thick. Hello? There we go. For this part. Dubu. Dubu, we have so many frogs drawn. I've settled on our frog design. I'm doing the inking like an artist. I'm actually doing game art here. I never put this much effort into art. What does that say about my games? Let's make these eyes just a tad hole bigger. I kind of want bigger than that, especially on that one. I think that's what I want. Haha, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna have 2 of these. They're gonna have different mouths going on. Thing is, let's get, I think this mouth was the one we wanted. Just want a thinner line. Let's bring it down to 6 pixels. What happened? Well, we're setting up the final outlines for our frog. And then we're gonna color it and import it into the game. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. How do I merge? Control E, okay. How do I undo that? Well, still not quite. How do I get it back to 0? I'll never know. Wait. 0. There we go. Okay, mouth open. This one is supposed to be mouth open frog. How in the world did we have this set up? Just like across, huh? Okay. The only other thing we need is sets of eyes that we're gonna swap out. So let's add some eyes, shall we? That looks like a pretty good starting eye. And then we want surprised eye.
closed eye.
Duke was a Minecraft expert. Who knew? What other eyes did we want? Angry eyes. Yeah, that'll work. It'll work. And then sad eyes. Mario wings to the sky. Boy, he's always doing that, isn't he? Look at these beautiful, beautiful eyes we got here. All right, I think that's our uncolored sprite sheet. So now we just got to give it a little dash of color. And that's our green that we've picked. It's beautiful. Are we still gonna go with this kind of painting? It's a good one. So since I'm using kind of this like splotchy brush, that's gonna be mostly for space. Maybe I should use this for the initial coloring because we do want the whole thing to be filled. We don't want any transparency here. We're almost certainly going to get a little bit of transparency. It is enough. So we'll use this for just getting the base color, just a color in place. A million tokens. It's, that's fairly ridiculous. I don't know what to do with all that. Like, at this point, people are just gaining tokens just to have a lot of tokens. I don't even have a stop typing 6 reward. The Mist Dragon. What a jerk. Alright, so for starters, we're just going to fill these in. You know what, let's change songs. Let's see what's next. Oh, that's not going to work. No. Aw, yeah. You couldn't afford to stop typing 6. Reward. I felt rewarded. The absolute, just I spent 600,000 channel points to bring everything to a screeching halt. Well worth it. It's got 600,000 moles. This is super simple. You do that for a few hundred in GQ's channel. That's true. Okay, so here's where I'm okay with the color, like, not quite being fully opaque and looking a little bit more painterly in places. Kind of a little bit patchy. We'll do some slight shading, I think. I'm sure there's some way, there is a way to lock alpha, right? No, that doesn't do that. That doesn't do what I thought. What does this do? Inherit alpha. Oh. What does this do? Locked. Oh, that means you can't paint at all. Oh, here we go. This one's got to be lock transparency. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. So now I don't have to worry about going outside the lines, except here. And that's perfectly fine. Because that just gives it a little bit more character. Whoa, space wand. Parasol. Yeehaw, indeed.
Space!
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 See, I like there's a little bit of texture going on here. On the tongue at least. That looks alright. Yeah. Shoe. Brown. 100%. 100% brown. Did you just summon a dog? Did you just summon a dog on my stream?
Space!
I am still not 100% sure whether or not... Oh, we want these to be white. It's going to be awkward to color unless we fill... Still not sure if the game is going to eventually take you to space. Okay, we could add a little bit of shading here. Do we want a little bit of shading as a treat? Just a little bit of Actually, yeah, I think I most certainly do. Even if it's minor. Just some nice little brush strokes here and there. That's gonna look real good. many great RPGs. It's true. And I mean, we've got Rover. Look at these. Look at these visible brush strokes. That's gonna turn out really good, I think. I think that's something we desperately want is brush strokes. Not even joking. I think that looks cool and makes it look like someone spent time on making the art, which I did, so I should let that be the thing that there is. Brushstrokes are good. We should have them. That can be the style. All right. I think that's our I think that's our frog. Let's put that. Desktop is no wait, not desktop. I need a folder for the raw files. For now, desktop is fine. Dabble, Tails, art. Now 50 assorted outfits for endless variations of NPC frogs. Yes! Once we get one working frog, absolutely 100% unironically yes. There's like 4 colors of toads in this, and that's what you get. One of them has glasses. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Thousand Year Door, every character is different. Every little minor character. I mean, I guess there's a few Goombas and Koopa Troopas that all look alike, but it's fine. Frog. Okay, so now we need to crop. Oh, look at that rule of threes that was totally by design. Temporary crop. Hide this. Export as PNG as frog.png. Okay. Now, let's unplug this, get it out of our way, and see if we can very quickly put this together into a frog. We're going to assemble a frog. This art better make it to the final version of this game, because I just spent a long time on that. No, to be fair, I spent a long time on learning the tool and settling on an art style. And just having fun drawing a frog. Or 3. Yeah, frogs can be a major character type in this, why not? And of course, you know, not every character type has to be a partner as well. Those weird dogs, those weird Brian Griffin dogs were all over Thousand Year Door. Okay, So we need a new inherited... Let's go to base actor. How do you do this? Godot inherited scene. Click scene, new inherited scene. Oh. Okay, actors. This is now Frog. Wait, oh, first we have to open the base scene. Okay, so that's base actor. Oh, is this how this works? Frog actor. Okay, so can I save this as Frog? Save the frog. Seems to be good so far. All right, so Sprite 3D, we should now be able... I don't know 100% how this works, but I think we can do this. Actors, create new folder, frog. Put our frog in there, and put our frog art in there, wherever I put that. I did not put it in AlQuest. There we go. Frog, frog. Frog, frog. Yeah! Why is he flipped? Did I draw him facing? I did draw him facing left, didn't I? I gotta fix that. Image, mirror horizontally. I'll see, but now, yeah, hang on. All right, let's do this. Is there a hotkey for horizontal mirroring? Can AlQuest make a cameo? A character taken down by a wolf bite? Wouldn't that be something? No, I guess we'll just mirror the whole thing. It's fine. Yes, replace. Okay. Delete. Re-add. There we go. That would be pretty goofy if AlQuest... Oh man, AlQuest, 2 days. I'm excited. Alright, this is going to be... Wait, what? Can't operate on nodes the current scene inherits from. Really? Can I delete? No. Interesting. I can hide. Okay. Well, that'll work. Because I'm surely able to add a Sprite 3D. I'm gonna take all the frog ideas. Frog people. Okay, here we go. This'll work. So now body. All right, show me this again. Let's get the scale. 0.23. and change. It's fine. Okay, body. So we want to like clip region. This is so nice. Like, I was so worried that this would not be an option. And yet here it is. Okay. Duplicate. Head. Head is going to be parented to the body and ever so slightly in front of. And then eyes, in turn, parented to head. And again, slightly in front of. That's looking pretty good so far. Mayor Pipford. Whoops, he disappeared there for a bit for some reason at certain zoom levels. Oh, right, there's a thing we need. There's a thing we need. It is flags. Alpha cut needs to be opaque pre-pass on everything. Okay, and that should help cut down on the stuff kind of clipping in at certain angles. Front foot. It's a foot. Nothing crazy there. And it's the one in front. Back foot. Would you believe it? It's in the back. Okay, nice. Let's move all these down until they're right on the ground. Nope. One. Looks good. Not a fan of these feet at the moment. What's the deal with the feet? Is it that it needs to be flipped, maybe? It might need to be flipped. Oops. No. Back foot needs to be further. Feet need to be smaller? No. Arms. Arms will make it better. Front arm. Did you type it wrong? How many points do you have? No, that wasn't it. I have no idea. Maybe it's just exclamation mark quest to join? That's what Snail did, at least. Maybe the help information is wrong. Oh, because minimum is 10. Well. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. I want to make sure that I set this up so the middle of it is kind of the pivot point. Gotta still do the alpha cut business. Back arm. Nice, nice. Set all these to opaque pre-pass. Those are still good. No, those are fine. Are they fine? I don't know. Okay. How's he looking? How's our boy looking? What's going on with that? That's not normal, right? Do have opaque pre-pass, right? Yes. 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 Okay, everybody's got opaque pre-pass on. Was there any other weird stuff that had to be set? I don't think so. Slightly naked. The foot does look weird. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. I'm gonna bring the head down a little bit. Is that it? Is that what he needed? Can I just plop a frog into the scene now? Oh gosh, I sure can. There he is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Frog. He's a little bit low in the ground. His feet are kind of clipping in a bit. I don't like that. So we're gonna move all this up a little bit. Frog reel, frog reel. There we go. Let's move this camera. I know we haven't really figured out the camera exactly just yet. Like, at all. This weird frustrum camera. Yeah, looking at it, I can't help but feel like I want the lines to be thicker. Also, what is up with that arm? Why is it doing that again? Let's try moving the arm a little bit further out in front. It's already pretty far. No, what's going on there? What's going on there, buddy? Why does that happen? Why does that happen when you over there? Yeah, that's very noticeable. You are on opaque pre-pass, so that's supposed to not happen. What does discard do? Only allow fully transparent or fully opaque pixels. Harsh edges will be visible. Okay, that might be okay. Doesn't suffer from transparency sorting issues when multiple transparent materials are overlapping. Okay. Oh! Hang on. I think I might know what the problem is then. Hey, Photoshop. Quick draw Frog Doctor. Is there a Frogter in the house? Alright, hold on now. Let us open Frog. It's loading. For being 20 years old, the software is kind of slow. You'd think it would be lightning fast on modern hardware, but no. I bet there's some transparency problems. Oh, look how not fully opaque all of this is. Okay, that's easy to solve by duplicating the layer a lot of times in Photoshop, merging it, repeat the process, and now everything is fully opaque. So that is effectively the same as setting this flag to discard. So we get these fully opaque pixels, and I think that's fine, especially since that helps with the sorting. Is there a Frogter? He doesn't have anything to say yet, but he looks great, except his shadow just disappeared. And I don't know why. Add that to my to figure out why shadow disappear. Yeah, it's just things that are off screen by a certain amount. Their shadows disappear. Maybe I'll replace the shadows with some other better shadow system. Like, these hard shadows are more realistic, but I don't feel like I want that. I feel like I want the nice little, like, circular orb of shadow underneath sprites. Well, you know what? We gotta give this Frogter something to say. What does the frog say? Rivet. All right, here we go. Talking frog. No? Not talking frog? Why not talking frog? You have a dialogue zone. That means you're supposed to talk. Wait, that does mean he's supposed to talk, though. To be totally honest. The fact that you have a dialogue zone means you are supposed to talk. Test frog transform? Wait. Why transform? Ah, the transform. No transform. Talk, frog. He speaks. Okay, well now his arm is like decidedly 3-dimension. And so we need to go back and fix that now that we've finished troubleshooting the arm issue. There we go. Frog can talk now. And here's what I was talking about with the multiple things. Like, notice, did you see that? Did you see that? Let's see it again in slow motion. So I'm focused in on the cat. Cat moves away. Now I'm focused on the frog. So now you can be within range of two things. And now I'm in range of the frog, and I stay in range of the frog. Only if the frog leaves will it cancel that out. All right, frog will need a little bit of animation work and a lot of varieties. I'm looking at him and I'm like, gosh, the outline needs to be thicker. And I'm not sure on that. Like, maybe he looks fine. We'll see. Right now, he looks pretty good. I'm feeling good about it. That's our first piece of real art for the game. Also, we need to do something about the fact that you can stand on NPCs. That shouldn't be allowed. Not 100% sure how to fix that. We need to have some way of ejecting the player. Like, if they get on top, then you, like, fall down and then get ejected out in some direction. I don't know exactly. But, hey, this is looking pretty good. We've got dialogue system. We've got pathing. Animation is a work in progress. We have so many frogs. Look at all this frog art or frart. Like, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Mover frogs up to our eyeballs in frogs. This guy, I love this guy. Like, we did a lot of frogs. This guy looks very earnest and all, but this is my favorite frog of the night. "100%. Put him on the cover. Put him in the cover art. He's just the one NPC that gets added to the cover art. This is getting added to the channel. I'm throwing this in art channels or something. I don't know. Frog. This is the icon when you start the game in Steam. This is the shortcut icon. Is this frog? I don't know. This guy, he's a silly guy. Okay. Art-wise, we add some additional assets to our sprite sheet, like hats, alternate bodies, and we got to figure out animations. We need to build a system for eyes. I don't know how we're gonna do that right off the bat. We'll figure it out. But also animating mouths is another one. Because right now we have 3 animations for sprites, which is like in the air, on the ground, and on the ground while moving. So I think the next big thing is figuring out like talking animations. And now that we have an actual decently drawn sprite, the outline looks a lot thicker when you look at it over here compared to right there. I guess the camera's just not very close. We'll have the camera zoom in when you're talking to characters, at least important characters. yeah, this has been very fun. Data blocks, item system. Oh, man. Well, that's going to be a while from now. There's going to be a lot of off-stream stuff before the next dev stream because Sunday night we have OwlQuest, the fabled OwlQuest. Everyone's favorite. Are we going to do a raid? Are we going to do a raid? Dun, dun, dun. Germ should be live soon. That's a good point. Why don't we just throw everybody onto GermDove's channel? And then we'll just be there when he shows up. Pre-raid. Love it. All the joys of doing a raid with none of the responsibilities. Everyone, thank you for joining me for 2.5 hours of drawing frogs. We should draw frogs more often. That was very calming. I should draw frogs more often. I guess we're gonna need to draw snails soon, because before we can build a combat system, we gotta have like an enemy, right? Could be fun. Alright, everyone, have a good night. I'll see you next time. Don't forget, OwlQuest on Sunday, right here. Same normal time. It's gonna be fun. Bye. I'm waving while I'm looking for the end scene. There it is.